This is awesome. And Mike from PA wanted me to get involved in this, but when I've got the kids, I just don't have any time. I mentioned this yesterday, but if they do this again and I don't have the kids, I'm in. I don't even know what Among Us is. But AOC the other day says that she wanted to get on Twitch, play Among Us. Matt, what is Among Us?
I honestly don't know. It's like a party game. I haven't played it. It's a bit too casual for me, to be honest. But it's like a party game where you have to find an imposter. So, it's one for the normies.
First person, like Mafia or something like that.
That sounds like fun.
Okay.
I'd play that.
No. I thought it was a first person shooter, but I guess that doesn't make you wouldn't necessarily.
No, Ilhan didn't join my Titanfall 2 lobby. Unfortunately, I tried to tweet at her last night, but she was busy.
All right. Well, here is AOC playing Among Us on Twitch and explaining to a British Twitch streamer, HB Bomber Guy or H Bomber Guy, about the U.S. healthcare system. She also, my understanding, is basically had like 400,000 people on there at one point, and someone
it was one of the biggest Twitch streams of all time.
And someone just said, she told all 400,000 vote for Biden on the WFP line in New York.
That clip too, if we want.
All right. Well, let's hear. I want to hear her explanation of our healthcare system.
So you go to the doctor, and then what happens? Do you just walk up and you say, "I need help," and then they say, how does that work?
Yeah,
I can't even imagine that interaction without a credit card or some sort of cash payment.
I'm the other way around.
You go to the doctor and you say, I have this problem, and then they prescribe you the medicine, and then you just go pick it up, and that's it. And then you go home and you Google how much it would have cost in America.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, for me too.
And that's how you get radicalized.
No, I'm just fascinated. So, she's just sitting in that room and doesn't have to play at that point. There's no immediacy. You're not going to get shot by anybody. It's just and then you guys go okay, well, thanks for explaining healthcare. And then now do we go find the thing on the thing?
Yeah, I think usually you have to find the imposter among us, and there's a different way to do that. And I don't think typically one of the ways is to have them explain healthcare in different countries, but maybe it would help. I don't know.
Now, does that talk? Is that talking part of the? Generally in figuring out who the imposter is, but I don't know. I feel like what a grandpa, but that kid.
I think you'd be very good at that game.
It seems like that game seems a little bit slow for me. I like one where there's a little bit more adrenaline rush. But let's hear.
I was hoping to watch AOC and Ilhan Omar kill some Nazis or something.
That's what I thought was going to go on too. But let's hear a little bit more from AOC on that Twitch stream.
And we're super excited here. If you happen to live in the state of New York, we have this really exciting opportunity, which is we have the ability to, yes, vote Trump out of office. Yes, vote for a Biden-Kamala ticket. But in New York, we actually have a way to also do both of those things and still tell the Democratic Party, listen, you got to do better. And we can do so much more, and we can be so much more ambitious. And the way that you do that is by voting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris on the Working Families Party line. Again, that's just in New York. And when you vote for them on the WFP line, the Working Families Party line, you help support infrastructure that helps support other progressive candidates all the way up and down the ballot, and progressive causes as well. So if you're in New York, vote for the Biden-Harris ticket on the WFP line. Everyone else, let's vote blue. Let's get out the vote. Let's make sure we change this country. And I'm really, really excited.
I just, it was interesting what Fallon was saying that he really thinks a lot of this is generational. The two things. One is the WFP was part of that those coalition that was pushing Chuck Schumer a little bit. The other is that that Fallon sees this as a generational thing is interesting to me. And I think there's some of that is there. I think also some of it is, somewhat ideological, but I also think that my sense is that, people can be ideologically squishy in one direction or another. And to the extent that these guys are ideological, I think they're also a little squishy. And I think they just, there's a misunderstanding of where the pushes are coming from. And I don't know, some of it is generational. AOC gets in there and she is, even if you put aside the ideology from a partisan standpoint, and she doesn't care. She doesn't care what the Republicans think of her. And that is, I imagine part of that is, a function of her ideology, but I also think that it is a distinct trait. I mean, I think it's there is a greater, there is a less of a willingness by younger politicians to defer to institutions that have failed in providing what they're supposed to provide, I think.
Well, I would say she also, more importantly, has an independent and at least semi-independent power base in the form of Justice Democrats, the organization that really pushed her, and DSA to some degree, which played a role as well in terms of donating money, but also labor time to help her get elected.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big thing is that the advent of fundraising, essentially, that is outside of the channels that have been available to Democrats for an extended period of time. I mean, she's the number 3 fundraiser in the Democratic caucus, at least in the House. But you see this from others too, right? And certainly, having support from DSA, Justice Democrats, WFP. I mean, these outside organizations are getting stronger, no doubt. Having resources outside of the party structure is also key to that. But I think just dispositionally, I think that what you're talking about, Jamie, is like why she has been successful. But the disposition, I think, precedes that support. In fact, probably drew that support. But dispositionally, we're seeing this more, and I feel like it is a generational thing, largely, obviously not exclusively, but.
Well, without that power base, she would either lose or she would change her disposition.
That's right. We wouldn't know who she was.